Hey folks, this is John Oakes here once again coming to you from Hankster's Hot Rods here in our Homer City, Pennsylvania location. Today we are going to go over our newest addition to our inventory. This nice piece here comes to us basically by way of consignment. A lady owned this car. From what I understand, she was probably the only owner of it, and it is a low mileage 2018 Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat. Again, it's got just a little over 27,000 miles on the car. So like I said, low mile. And again, this car is in excellent condition. So we're going to go through this. I'm going to tell you what we know exactly about the car. And of course, like all of our other vehicles, we're going to show you everything, both the outside, inside, and underneath. And then just right after all that, we're going to go ahead and fire the motor up for you so you get to hear what that Hellcat motor sounds like. But this car here, very nice color combination, I think so, on this car. We get our fair share of black ones in, but this one here is done in the Octane red. Now it does have the matte black rally stripes on it as well, up over top of the hood here, and then also back on the rear deck lid of the car and up over the roof as well. So it's the complete rally stripe package there, but again, all looks good, and that is all done in vinyl there. So again, like I said, all of our paint, the exterior of the car looks really, really nice on this car. The wheels here, these are 20 by 9.5 inch SRT forged aluminum gunmetal gray wheels here in great condition. And then as far as the tires go, we have a set of Kumho Majesty tires, and these are 275/40 ZR20s on all four corners, and the tread's in excellent condition on this car. Also, if you look through the wheels here, obviously you cannot miss those Brembo brake calipers that are on this car. Now we have the 6-piston calipers up front and the 4 pistons out on the back of the car, and they all have the drilled slotted rotors on them. So again, this car is going to brake fantastically for you. You're not going to have any issues there whatsoever. So again, with your Hellcat, obviously you're going to have the Hellcat badging on the front fenders. As we come back here, I know a lot of times with our classics and so forth, we always talk about the gaps, the elevations, all of that stuff. We really don't need to go into all that stuff with this car. I mean, it's exactly the way it came from the factory. So of course, all your gaps, elevations, and stuff are going to be all matched up really, really well in this car. Of course, we have both mirrors, the color matched body color mirrors here, and these are going to be all power. Of course, we're going to have a remote mirror here, I believe, and I'll have to see once we get inside here on the door panel. I believe you could probably adjust both sides from the driver's side of the car here. But again, everything's in great shape. The paint's in great condition. The actual glass in the mirrors is in great shape. It even has the little turn signals in the mirrors basically, and they are heated so that when you come out in the mornings on a cold day, if they're frosted over, you'll be able to defrost those and be able to see out of them. The glass on this car is in great shape. Again, you can see it is tinted glass, so your driver's side window and your quarter window back here all in great shape. No chips, cracks, or scratches whatsoever. You've got the body colored door handle on this car here. That is in excellent shape. I see no scratches or anything in here where you would commonly see those. Again, everything's in great shape. And then your rockers down below, again, kind of like that matte black look there to continue that theme of the car. Just overall really nice looking vehicle. Let's open our door up, take a look at the interior. Of course, with a Hellcat, you're obviously going to have the all leather interior here, bucket seats up front. You do have the Hellcat embossed in the backs of those front seats there. If you look at the interior up front, of course, you've got that full center console there. Now this car is an automatic, which it makes it nice for a lot of people that, you know, might not want to go through the problems and hassles of shifting all the time. It is automatic, but it does have a manual mode so that you can put it in there, and it has paddle shifters on your steering wheel. You can utilize those to shift through the gears up and down if you'd like, to give you a more sportier feel there. As far as the dash goes, of course, it's got the factory instrumentation there, kind of the red face gauges to go along with the exterior of the car there. It's got the OEM or factory stereo outfitted in it, which, by the way, has that Uconnect capability for, you know, syncing up your phones and being able to talk through the radio. All of your upholstery is in great shape. There's no rips or tears or cracks anywhere. Carpeting's in great shape. Door panels in great shape. Same thing with the dash. Of course, you've got your steering wheel, the SRT steering wheel there, with all of your power controls and so forth on there as well. Seat belts, obviously the car has every seat belt in it that it came with, and they're done in the red there, again, to kind of break up the interior a little bit and to match it up with the exterior of the car. I think it looks really, really classy having you know, a little bit of color in there. So that's pretty much your interior. Now again, being a 2018, we don't really have to worry about the condition of your seals and weather strips, although I will just quickly mention those. Everything is all in great shape. No rips, tears, anything like that. All securely fastened as they should be. No pieces missing out of it. Again, it's going to seal up excellent from the outside elements. And as I was mentioning about those mirrors, yes, in fact, you can do both driver and passenger mirror by utilizing the controls here on the driver's side. Of course, everything is power. Power seats over on here, the driver's side, power door locks, power windows, the power mirrors, everything, all power pretty much on this car. So again, just loaded to the hilt. As we close our door, again, it shuts nice and easy. Obviously, again, all nice tight fit here. Up top, we do in fact have the sunroof too for this car. And again, that's going to all be power also. So again, you're going to have the accessibility to some more air in the nice summer days there. You can open that up and get a little better airflow. Of course, it's got the, I think they call it the shark fin antenna for the radio up top there. It is color matched to the car as well. And as we come back here, of course, you'll see the fuel door here. Again, that's all in great shape. I would always recommend running a high test fuel in a car like this, obviously. And as we come back, again, the body is super straight on this car. Again, there's not going to be any dents or dings down the side of the car. It's in excellent condition. You can see it's got that black trunk spoiler here. As I mentioned, you've got those matte black rally stripes that continue all the way from the front up over the roof, and of course down the deck lid and down over the rear tail panel to give it a nice finished look. All of your lights, your tail lights, headlights, and so forth, all of your lenses are going to be in great shape here. No chips, cracks, scratches whatsoever. All looks good. Got your rear glass here, same thing, no chips, cracks, or scratches. Of course, you've got the climate controls inside. You have the rear defroster in your window, as with almost all of your modern cars nowadays all have that. So again, you're never going to be fogged up. You can always use that defroster to take care of that. And back here at the rear of the car, of course, you've got the Dodge here on the tail panel. You also have the SRT with the Hellcat badging here on your rear trunk spoiler. Now we're going to go ahead and open our trunk lid up. We got a few things there that we can show you. Now with this car, while I've got these out, you do in fact have 3 total key fobs with this car. You've got the black one, and then of course you've got the 2 red ones here. The red ones are the ones that can get you in a little bit of trouble there. No, just kidding. But these do open up that motor a little bit more there by giving you a little extra horsepower. So let's go ahead and open our trunk. There we go. Got to hit the button twice. Trunk raises up nice and easy, as it does have those the torsion bars back here to help that, or the struts. Of course, underneath, same color as the exterior of the car. Nice carpet throughout the trunk here, both on the lid as well as the interior of the trunk. Obviously, we've got the full set of floor mats there, also embroidered with the SRT insignia there. All of your seals all the way around the trunk and so forth. That is, they're all in great shape. Trunk mat itself's in great condition. Now with the Hellcat, and I'm going to lift this up here so that we can show you. With the Hellcat, you unfortunately do not get a spare tire. Instead, what you get in place of that is a very nice sounding stereo system. So you've got the Harman Kardon speakers back here. Obviously, your battery mounts back here. You do have a tire inflator, though, also back here, a little air compressor for you in case your tire would go down but doesn't have a hole in it per se. You can, easily air that up. But again, you can see all of that's in great shape. As a matter of fact, your Harman Kardon down here still has a little protective plastic across the top there so that you don't nick that up in any way, shape, or form. So that's pretty much the trunk area. As I said, it opens up with your key fob there. There's also a button inside that you can push to open that up as well. We'll go ahead and close this up. Also, you've got your camera back here too, so that's right here, right in the center of your spoiler, your backup camera, which shows up on your radio, on your head unit in there. As we come around now the other side of the car, again, super straight all the way down the sides of the car. Wheels are in great shape. As I said before, the 4 piston calipers there on the rear, along with the 6 pistons up front. Again, we'll just come up here to our door. We'll open this up, kind of show you the interior from the passenger side. And there you'll see that, again, you see the radio kind of lit up as you first open the door up. It then goes out until you actually power the car up. The dash is in great shape. You do have the SRT badging on some of the vents there in the car, in the red there, so that got a little bit of, offset to just the black interior. As I said before, all of your upholstery is in great shape, no rips, tears. Of course, you've got all the safety features of the airbags and so forth on this particular car. Just again, a nice overall looking car. As far as safety goes, very safe in one of these. Just a real nice performance vehicle. Mirrors again in great shape, color matched with the glass and the lenses in great condition. The matching Hellcat badge, like I said, the Brembo 6-piston front calipers with the drilled slotted rotors. And then that brings us back to the front of the car. As you can see, the headlights are on because we had the door open. They do go out after a couple seconds. Down below here, you've got the front air dam here for the car. Now again, I just want to be as descriptive of that we can. Now again, there's nothing broken on this car at all. But again, these things set so low that sometimes you get a little bit of rubbing on that front spoiler on the very bottom side of it. And you do have a little wee bit of that along the bottom. But again, that could be easily taken care of. You could use just a little tiny file and go right along the bottom of that. Cleans it up really, really nicely. As far as the rest of the front fascia here, your front bumper's in great shape. No cracks in any of the paint whatsoever. All looks good. Your stripes all look good too. Again, they come all the way from the very bottom all the way up and clear to the back of the car as we just saw. Your grille itself is in excellent shape. It's got the SRT with the Hellcat badging here on the grille. Again, the plastic on the grille is all in great shape. Your HID headlights here are all in great condition. And again, I think those have, they also have the halos in them too. So gives it a real nice look as far as the whole front end of the car goes. Of course, this is your SRT Hellcat hood. You've got the single, air intake here up front. All looks good. You've got the vents up here too, which are all in great shape. There's no cracks or breaks anywhere whatsoever. As we come back here, of course, our windshield looks in really great shape too. Again, no chips or cracks that I can see in that. Again, it's just in excellent shape. The fitment is in great condition. Wipers, wiper blades, all of which are in great shape. So what we have now is we'll get to opening the hood up. I'm going to go in here and pop our hood. And then we'll just go over kind of the drive line a little bit on this car. Again, we'll do some of this on our underside video as well. Let me just reach in here and find where our secondary latch is. Oh, there it is. All right. So as we raise our hood up, of course, you're going to see that the underside's painted the same color as the body. The hood insulation itself is in great condition. All of your labels are all here still from the factory. So again, nothing has been removed, nothing's been modified, nothing has been molested on this car. It is exactly the way you would have picked it up from your dealer. And now we are looking at the motor, which again, on these modern motors, there's really not a whole lot to look at. Again, most of the time you get a lot of things that are covered up by plastic. In this case here, we do in fact have that 6.2 liter Dodge Hellcat HEMI motor. It is supercharged there. That's what you see up on top here. This is the supercharger unit here. All of your belts and so forth have all been checked over. They're all in good condition. All of our hoses and so forth, all of your heater lines, AC lines, all of that stuff has all been checked over. Everything's nice and dry everywhere around. Again, power steering car. It's got the power rack and pinion in it. Power brake car, as I just went over, it's got the 6-piston Brembos up front, 4 in the back, all of which are all Brembo disc brakes. Just going to be an outstanding performance car for you. So again, supercharged 6.2 liter HEMI. Behind that then, for the transmission, I did mention it's automatic. It is your TorqueFlite 8-speed automatic transmission. And then the rear end that's in this car, I'm having trouble remembering the actual gear ratio that was in it, but of course it is a posi unit, and we're going to go over that when I get to the underside there also, as well as it'll be listed in our listing on our website there. So with that said, we've been all the way around our Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat here, 2018 like I said. As I always go over with everybody here on these videos, if by chance you're viewing this video somewhere other than our website, I would always recommend that you visit our website at www.hanksters.com. Check the vehicle out there. There you're going to see upwards of 100 photos of the car. Just everything, inside, outside, underneath. You're going to see description on there with options. You're going to see the pricing on there also. Now, as I stated, this car is a consignment car, so therefore it would not qualify for our powertrain warranty just because it's consignment, nor does it qualify for the shipping. If you have any questions whatsoever regarding those two things, you can always reach out to us and we'll be glad to talk things over with you. Other than that though, the only other things that I really go over with you folks on these cars is if there were any accessories, any add-ons that you would want to have done to the car. With a car like this, it's got everything, so I can't imagine anything that you would want to really add to it. Again, this car probably someday down the road is going to become a collector, just like the older Challengers of its past. So you probably wouldn't want to change a whole lot. You want to keep them as original as possible. But if there is anything you would want to change, hit us up by phone, email, or text, and let us know what that is, and we'll be glad to get you pricing on parts and labor. So with that said, we're going to take just a moment here, go close everything up on this car, and then we're going to get this up on a rack there so that you can see the underside, and then we'll fire this motor up for you so you can hear exactly what it sounds like. Hey folks, so here we are. We've got our 2018 Hellcat here up on our lift. So we're going to go through this car as we do all of our other ones. We make, you know, no exceptions with our vehicles around here, because again, we do want to show you what the condition of the underside of this is. But again, there's not really a whole lot to go over. Everything that's on this car is just all of your factory stuff that you would have on a Hellcat. So we're just going to go through front to back, kind of go over the condition of everything. I will call out what everything is, but again, everything looks to be in really nice shape here thus far. So starting here at the front of our Hellcat, of course, you've got the front air dam here on the car. Now again, just to kind of point out exactly what we're seeing here, it does look like possibly, maybe if this car had ever been trailered before, it may have got just a real slight kind of brush on a trailer as it was backing off. You can see a little bit of that just on the very, very edge of the front air dam. But again, there's no cracks, there's no splits, it's all good and solid. All of the mounting hardware is all as it should be. It's just like I said, you can see it just right along the very edges. As we come back here a little bit further, then we're going to go ahead and start talking about the drive line. Again, we've already been over this stuff from our walk around video, but again, this is from a condition standpoint underneath here. So starting with our engine right directly above us here, again, this is that supercharged 6.2 liter HEMI V8 motor here. Everything that I see underneath here is nice and dry. All of our lines, just everything. I do not see any leaks, drips, anything like that. Right behind this engine here, we do in fact have the TorqueFlite 8-speed automatic transmission here, and that pan all the way around is nice and dry. Even back where your drive shaft here, traditional drive shaft would have your slip yoke that slides in. This has a housing, and all the way around that housing there, it is nice and dry. Transmission mount, good and solid. You know, everything. Your cross member here, again, looks to be like an all aluminum piece here, and it is good and solid. All the mounting hardware, all intact. And like I said, that mount for the transmission is in great shape. The suspension up front on this car, again, all factory suspension. You've got the big, thick sway bar here up front. Again, this car is going to hug the road. You do not have to worry about any of the handling on it. It's going to be excellent for you. But all of your bushings here at your frame, all of your sway bar end links and so forth, bushings and such, all of which are in great shape. Again, no reason it shouldn't be. It's a 2018, a very low mile car here, so hardly any wear and tear on this vehicle whatsoever. Your shocks, or I think you would consider these probably a strut, but again, those are all in great shape. The steering on this car, it is a power steering. It's power rack and pinion up front, so it's going to be very maneuverable, very quick acting steering. It's going to hug the road, like I said, with the suspension. And the brakes on this car, excellent braking system, power brakes. It is a 6-piston Brembo caliper up front with drilled and slotted rotors. And then when we get to the rear, you'll see we've got the same name brand back there, Brembo, but it's going to be the 4-piston caliper along with the drilled and slotted disc rotors as well. Now again, all your tie rods and so forth, again, those are all checked out here, and they are all in good shape, as well as ball joints, your spindles and so forth. All of that is in great condition on this car. Like I said, low mileage vehicle. As far as the wheels and tires, again, this is all going to be factory stuff here. These are your forged aluminum gunmetal gray SRT wheels. The size on these is 20 by 9.5, and then the tires on all 4 corners are the Kumo name brand. They are 275/40 ZR20s. So again, not only is this thing going to hug the road because of the suspension and steering, but again, you've got a nice patch of rubber here that's going to contact the road there and just make this car handle like a dream. As far as the exhaust system on this car, again, all factory exhaust. You still retain all of your factory cats here, all of which is all welded in from the factory there, as you can see. The full 2 3/4 inch exhaust all the way back through. This is in fact the factory X pipe here. And then they do have the nice band clamps on that too. So that's gonna seal that exhaust up really, really well. And of course you see that you do have the resonators back there. And then as they work their way out the back of the car, you do have the mufflers back there as well. While we're up here though, in this section of the car, frame and the floor. Well, again, your floors kind of have your frame integrated into it here all the way back through. Floors are in great condition. Again, all of your factory heat shields are all present, just as they should be. All of your brake lines, your fuel lines and so forth, all run nice and neat along the bottom here. And again, everything's in its couplers there so that it's not going to move or go anywhere. Like I said, obviously there's not going to be any holes, no patches in the frame. You've got all your factory welding along here and seam sealer, all of which looks to be in great shape. Pinch welds and rockers all straight, all solid on this vehicle as well. As I mentioned, even up through your tunnel here where your X pipe is, you still see all of your factory heat shields here are all retained on this car. As we come back here a little bit further now for the rear of the car here, as far as the differential goes, this is in fact a posi unit that's in the differential. It's a, I believe, a 262 gear. That's what this car came factory with. Again, the Hellcat motor, tons of power. You don't need a gear that's going to make this car rev very fast. You've got all the power in the world with this motor here in this car here to get this thing up and going. So it's going to be a good gear for you as far as driving on the road. As I mentioned before, the wheels, same thing back here, the 20 by 9.5 forged aluminum gunmetal gray SRT wheels with those Kumo tires, the 275/40 ZR 20s here. We've got those 4 piston Brembos back here, as well as those drilled slotted rotors. All of your links and so forth on the rear of the car here are all in great shape. Again, all factory, your bushings and so forth, all in great shape on this car. Of course, coming off your differential, your telescoping axles here, all your boots and so forth going down to your CV joints and so forth are all intact. No rips or tears there. All nice and dry out at the ends here also. As I mentioned about that exhaust, so coming out of our resonators here, all the way back our tailpipes, and then of course you see the mufflers there right before it pokes through underneath your rear tail panel here, with those nice box tips back here as well. And those are blacked out there too. Again, nice look for this car, the color that it is. Again, that kind of that deeper red with the charcoal or the black or gunmetal gray accents. Just a really sharp looking car, I think. Again, all of your floors back here, all in great shape, no patching whatsoever. All the necessary drain plugs are in it from the factory. Like I said, all the hardware, everything, it all looks very, very new on this car, and it should. Again, a 2018 low mile car here, Hellcat. With that said, we're gonna go ahead now, as we always do, lower this car down. We're gonna go underneath the hood, and I know a lot of people, call these, instead of Hellcats, sometimes they'll call them the Hell Kitten. Well, we're going to go ahead and see what this Hell Kitten, how this thing purrs as we fire it up and let you hear what the motor sounds like.